G'day guys, your old pal Nick here from the Bulldog Fanatic YouTube channel, and in today's video we are previewing the big clash, the interesting clash at People's First Stadium on the Gold Coast between the Gold Coast Suns and the Western Bulldogs. Oh boy, let's get into it. So form-wise, wow, for the Bulldogs, we came off a very unconvincing win against the West Coast Eagles last week, and we've just been very patchy and just like a weird side where we've got 10 wins, but we're probably not the 7th best side in the comp. So it's a really weird stage for the Bulldogs right now. But the Suns are in much worse form because they've lost 7 in a row. They have not won a game since May. So, yeah. The Suns are favourites, but not by a whole lot, probably because it's at home. So, both teams have got weird form lines. While Dogs have been flaky, the Suns have just been outright disappointing and shameful. Especially with Damien Hardwick making those comments after the game, basically saying effectively the season's over with the way they're playing, just almost giving up, or basically giving up, which is interesting from a coach to say, at least when they're mathematically still possible, to make the top 10. Anyways, nonetheless, it's an out of form Suns up against a flaky Bulldogs. Now, the Suns have been smashed all week by the mainstream media, given they got slaughtered by 80 points against the LA Crows last week at the LA Oval, and they were disgusting. Like, their midfield especially just does not want to defend. Their midfield is the worst clearance side in the comp, and given the names they have on paper, Anderson, Rao, Petrarca, Miller, it's kind of crazy that they're that bad at stoppages at that Suns team. That Suns team just does not want to defend, and it feels like they're playing for themselves at the moment instead of playing for the jumper and for their coach. And rumours swirling around of so many players leaving and stuff, like Ben King and whatnot. It's just not a great vibe at the Suns, but they're still a dangerous side on paper. And as a Dogs fan, I am scared that the Suns, given the week they've had, the week from hell they've had, I'm scared they'll come out firing, and we need to be prepared for that because we weren't ready for that against the Swans. We need to do better. We need to prepare ourselves better coming against a fired-up team at home, because the Suns will bring it. In terms of changes for the Bulldogs have made 4 changes. In comes back Tim English, Riley Sanders, Nick Caulfield, and making his debut for the year, Riley Garcia. So good to see him. He's had so many setbacks of injury, different types of injuries this year, but he played a blinder in the VFL last week, and he's come straight back into the side this week for his first game of the year. So I'll be very excited to see Sonny Garcia. In terms of the outs, unfortunately, Bailey out with that shoulder fracture, so that is very unfortunate, and it will be the first time he will not play a Bulldogs home and away game or finals game since the back end of 2020. So it's going to be weird not seeing a Bailey Dale play. Also omitted are Luke Kennedy and Luke Cleary. So not a shock there, but the big one, Joel Frazier, omitted. And honestly, I'm not surprised. His form this year has just not been great. And over the last few weeks, it's just been pretty bad, unfortunately. He's just lost so much confidence. He's so fumbly with the ball. He's not making the right decisions. He's just a shell of the player that he was last year. And he is young. And he's only 20 years old. I'm sure he'll bounce back. But a spell in the VFL was definitely necessary. So it's unfortunate for Joel, but it was the right call from Bevo. It's the right call from Bevo to drop Fridge. Who's going to fill in the Bailey Dale void? Now, we haven't brought in any halfback. Well, we brought in Nick Caulfield, a defender, but I feel like he's more in for Luke Cleary as that interceptor lockdown. In terms of distributors out of the back line, I'm guessing the main one's going to be Lachlan Bramble, which he's fine. I like Lockie Bramble, but as our main distributor, I don't know if he's good enough to be that. Unfortunately, the other distributor who's out with Bailey Dale is Connor Butterick, So having Dale and Butterick out at the same time is not great. I am scared how we're going to X our defensive 50 consistently, and I'm terrified we'll butcher the kicks out of our defensive 50, and the Suns will punish us dearly off turnovers because Dale's not there. And when Dale could put off amazing kicks that no one else in the back line can. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bailey Williams goes back into the back line, because for a lot of his career he has played at halfback, although the last couple of years he's playing more wing. But I would not be shocked that Bailey Williams goes back, just to, kick it out of the defensive 50 and be a reliable kick, instead of having some of our key defenders kick out of defensive 50. It will be interesting to see how we adjust without Dale. We got to try and just expose the Suns mids. I think it will be a stat off. Need a team if in the midfield defends great, but we got to just try and beat the Suns at clearance, because I want to protect our defense as much as we can, because I am scared Ben King will kick it back. Defensively against the key forwards, we are not great, and Ben King, well, he hasn't been in the best of form recently. He's still one of the best forwards in the comp. He's still a chance for the Coleman medal, and he's one of the best shots at goal when he takes a mark within 40 meters. So we just got to try and smash the Suns in clearance, because I think that's how we win. We just got to beat them up in the midfield, because they are the worst stoppage differential team, the Suns. They are literally dead last in stoppage differential. So that is one area we can get them in, despite the names they have in there. But I'm confident our midfield can beat their midfield. So, but we have to win the stop. We have to win the midfield battle. And Tim English coming back is very important for that. We need our bottom 6 players to stand up, because I didn't think many of our bottom 6, like C-grade players, played amazing last week. It was mainly our stars that carried us to beat the Eagles. Now, I know the Suns have been in awful form, but I don't think we're going to get away with just Max Fonpelli and Aaron Norton doing everything for us this time. We need more players to come along with those guys this week. Can Jordan Croft, mark the footy more? Because I had a bit of an issue with Jordan Croft, I've noticed this year, that he gets his hands so he just can't quite snatch them, even though he's quite good at ground level and he's quite athletic. So can Jordan Croft clunk some marks and take pressure off Aaron Norton? Can Cody Waitman, maybe kick a couple of snags? He's only kicked the 1 goal from his 4 games he's returned, so it'd be nice to see Cody kick some snags. And the conditions on the Gold Coast aren't going to be great on Sunday. It's going to be quite a lot of showers, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's a low-scoring game and there's a lot of stoppages. So having Tim English return is very important for this game, and the midfield being on top will be even more crucial than it already is, considering the conditions on Sunday will not be the best. What does it mean for our season, this game? Well, if we win, we keep the gap. We're a couple of games ahead of some teams that are outside the wild card. So that would be nice. But if we lose, we're back to the pack. We're around that 9th, 10th area, and we're just hanging on with some teams only a game off us and having better percentages. So it really is another must win. It's a 50-50 game. Probably at the start of the year, wouldn't have predicted to win this, but now, I don't know. It's hard to say, given the Suns' awful form and given our very inconsistent, flaky form. I honestly don't know if we can win this. I think we can. I think we're capable, but we have to show more than what we did last week against West Coast for sure, because Gold Coast are a better team, and it is up there on the Gold Coast. So people probably Gold Coast having home ground advantage is worth a couple of goals, I would say. So yeah, we should have to play a lot better and know what's at stake. And what's at stake is still trying to push for top 6 and possibly top 4, but mainly for top 6 at this point. Final thoughts are, well, it's just another must-win, really. It's just another must-win, but we have to play better than what we did last week against the Eagles. We will not get away with how we played against the Eagles against the Suns, even though the Suns are terribly out of form. And I think the Suns will come out firing, They've been slammed in the media all week. Dimmer, the players, they're a mess right now, but I have no doubt they will respond. So we just got to be ready. And I know we can do it. I think we can. We have the ability to do it. It's just, can we execute some things better than what we've been doing the last few weeks, both offensively and defensively? Maybe the wet weather plays in our hands, where it's a more stoppage game, which does probably favor us. So I'm not sure what will happen. I'm not going to this game, which will be the first time I'm not going to a Bulldogs game in 9 weeks. So it's going to be weird watching on the telly for once. So yeah, it'll be a different perspective. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoy the video. Subscribe for more Bulldogs content as we get closer to the end of the home and away season, and which will be a very interesting finish for the Bulldogs. Hope you enjoy the video, and as always, go you mighty Bulldogs. See you next time.